Well, we really have to start with just one question only. Do you have an implant that had a piece kind of fall out? And that's kind of a weird question to ask, but if it doesn't even sound remotely like what's going on, then feel free to walk away. Leave. This is your chance to leave, because this video will have no useful information for you otherwise. So, I mean, hopefully the keywords and the description say, and I put that out there because some of these videos are just niche videos where they're videos I wanted to find when I was like searching the web for answers, and I couldn't because they probably were out there, but they couldn't find them very easily. So hopefully this will make it easier for at least one person, because I have a feeling there's someone else out there going through the same thing that I did. So with that being said, now what the item is, and again, it took me a lot of I don't know a lot, but it took me some research time to figure it out. There's just not a lot of information out there readily accessible. As the piece was called a healing abutment. So if you're getting a dental implant, it's a healing abutment or a healing screw. So not knowing these words made it harder to search, because I didn't even know what I'm searching for. Implant, fell out, loose, a screw. I mean, having the exact words, you just don't get a lot of information. Well, I guess you could if you ask questions, but I didn't ask a lot of questions when I had my procedures. So by falling out, I mean it was kind of getting loose. I could feel it loose and kind of going up higher, and it was just basically loosening and unscrewing. I could kind of screw it back down in a little bit to my fingers, but not get it tight like that. And eventually it got to the point where I just couldn't really screw it down at all because of those darn gums getting in the way. At that point, it was actually easier just to take it out, because otherwise it was going to like swallow it, or it was going to fall out, whatever. I figured I might as well take it out and preserve it until I get back to the dentist. I even went like snowboarding when it was very loose, which is probably kind of risky that it would have fallen out then, but it seemed like I had it under control. So the problem was I was in Seattle at the time, and I live in California, and days had passed. It'd been already getting loose for like a week or so, but then it happened where I just took it out, and then a few more days went by, and then I got home, and then I finally had an appointment coming up in a couple weeks, but I decided I better call them and let them know. So we were able to move up the appointment, which is good, but it was still another like 5 days. Now, why does this matter? Because they put these things in for a reason. It's to protect, well, a couple of reasons. One, it keeps food or things from getting down inside the main screw, the implant screw, and two, it keeps the gums from kind of like encumbering on that area. So I mean, once they're open, these gums, they're very aggressive. They like to just like go and grab territory. They're very territorial, I guess. And that matters because when you go back to the dentist, actually it's more of a specialist, I guess. I would say that they specialize. There's even a name for it. I don't know. But I went back and they said, "Oh, no problem. Do you have it?" I was like, "Yeah, I kept it." Cleaned it off, and then they put it back in. Screws right back in. Now, if they do it, it's fine. And when I tried it, I just couldn't get this to happen. And again, back to those gums. Well, it's been, I guess, a few weeks of sort of the gums kind of pushing up a little, and then when it was out, they just went crazy, and they kind of tried to get back into place. So it actually took a lot of pressure to kind of like push these gums back out of the way and get that thing back down. And by pressure, I pretty much mean pain. Some pretty high amount of pain. I mean, I wasn't in agony. I was in a high amount of discomfort, pain. Because when you're in very high discomfort, you're in pain. And I mean, I could have requested anesthetic, but it just seemed so stupid. This was like about 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. So to kind of like have to have all shots for just 3 minutes, it just seems silly. So I just think it's my fault for just like delaying too long. So the moral, it's not really a moral, it's more of a lesson. Moral's kind of when you're dealing with morality. It's a lesson. If it gets loose, just try and get down to the dentist right away. Keep the peace. It is important, because part of it I thought, do I really need this? It was a few more weeks. Does this have to be in my mouth? Everything's healed up just fine. Yes, you do need it. It needs to stay in there until you get to the back to the next stage in the process, because this is like, it happens in stages when you do a dental implant. So good to know. Good to know. I wish I had known that earlier. I would have gone to the dentist a lot sooner and had the thing screwed back tightly, because now it seems to be fine. I'm not showing pictures because I don't know. To me, I get kind of squeamish. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like seeing teeth and problems with teeth. It's just, I don't like to see that. So yeah, I mean, get back to the dentist fast if it starts to come loose, and they will screw it tightly again. But don't let those gums take over.